Right now, there are over 514,000 open cybersecurity jobs in the United States alone, and yet thousands of people with degrees and certifications can't get hired. Both of those things are true at the same time, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. And more importantly, which cyber jobs are about to explode in value, and which ones are quietly getting deleted by AI while nobody's paying attention. I ranked every major cybersecurity job using 5 factors: salary, long-term demand, barrier to entry, AI resistance, and actual market competition. Not popularity, not what looks cool on TikTok. Real market data from 2026. And fair warning, the #1 job on this list is probably one you've never even considered. Let's start at the bottom because the bottom is where most of you are being told to start, and that's the problem. SOC analyst. This is the job every bootcamp, every influencer, every Get Into Cyber in 90 Days course points you toward. Here's what they don't tell you. Tier 1 SOC work, staring at alerts, triaging logs, is the single most automatable job in all of cybersecurity. Gartner is projecting that generative AI will significantly shrink entry-level demand by 2028 because AI is already doing the triage. And while the job is shrinking, the applicant pool is exploding. Cybersecurity graduates are now outpacing entry-level openings by roughly 15% every single year. So you've got more people fighting over fewer seats for a salary that starts around $55,000 to $65,000 at a managed security provider. Is it useless? No, it's a stepping stone. But treat it like a hotel, not a home. 12 to 18 months. Extract the experience, get out. As a stepping stone, it's a C tier. As a destination, D tier. Digital forensics examiner. Genuinely cool job. You're reconstructing what happened after a breach, preserving evidence, sometimes supporting criminal cases. Very AI resistant because courts need a human who can testify. The problem is the job pool is tiny. There just aren't that many openings. So your mobility is limited and your salary ceiling sits in the low hundreds. Great niche if you land it. Hard to build a career plan around. B tier. Malware analyst and reverse engineer. Now we're getting into respect territory. This is one of the hardest technical skills in the entire industry. Pulling apart malicious binaries in assembly to figure out what they do. The barrier to entry is a fortress, which means almost zero competition. The catch? A lot of this work is concentrated in security vendors and government, so the market is deep but narrow. Pay lands in the $120,000 to $160,000 range. If you're the type of person who thinks debugging assembly at 2 a.m. sounds fun, this is your lane and almost nobody can follow you into it. B tier, a tier the moment you add a clearance. Threat intelligence analyst, you're tracking threat actors, connecting dots between campaigns, and briefing leadership on who's coming for them. Solid demand, interesting work. Salaries typically in the $100,000 to $140,000 range. Here's the honest downside. AI is getting scary good at summarizing threat reports, which is a chunk of this job. The analysts who survive are the ones doing actual attribution and adversary tracking, not the ones writing summaries. Good, not great. B tier. Incident response. When a company gets breached, these are the people who parachute in while everything is on fire. Around $142,000 for a lead role, and it is extremely AI resistant. No company is letting a chatbot run a breach response while the board is panicking. So why isn't it higher on the list? One word: burnout. Incident response has some of the worst hours in the industry, and voluntary turnover from exhaustion is a bigger drain on security teams than layoffs. Amazing skills to have, brutal lifestyle to keep. B tier. Identity and access management engineer. Nobody makes YouTube videos about IAM. Nobody dreams about it. And that is exactly why it's ranked this high. Every single breach report you read involves stolen credentials or over-permissioned accounts. So companies are pouring money into identity, and there's a massive shortage of people who deeply understand it. Salaries run $120,000 to $160,000. Competition is low because the job sounds boring, and demand is structural. Boring in this market pays. A tier. Penetration tester. Okay, the famous one. The job everyone gets into cybersecurity wanting. Let me give it to you straight. The demand is real. Compliance frameworks like PCI and FedRAMP legally require offensive testing, so the work isn't going anywhere. Senior pen testers clear $150,000, and the OSCP certification correlates with the highest salary offers of any cert in the field. But because this is the cool job, the competition is ferocious. and AI tooling is starting to automate the routine vulnerability discovery. The elite red teamers doing full adversary simulation, untouchable. The junior scanner jockeys, exposed. So the official rating, a tier with an asterisk. Elite red teamers, A. Junior scanner jockeys, C. It's entirely on you. Bug bounty hunter. Not technically a job, but people ask constantly. So here it is. Unlimited ceiling. The top hunters make $500,000 a year. The median hunter makes almost nothing. It's a power law lottery where the top 1% eats. Do it as a portfolio builder and side income. Do not do it as a career plan unless you're already exceptional. As a side hustle, A tier. As your only plan, C tier. Security consultant, working across multiple clients and industries instead of one employer. Highly variable, finance and defense consultants earn serious premiums. The trade-off is workload and travel. Great accelerator for your first 10 years. Rough as a forever job. B tier. Now, before we hit the top 5, one wildcard that changes everything. A security clearance. Getting cleared, especially TS/SCI, adds $40,000 or more to almost any job on this list, and drops you into a labor market where the competition basically evaporates, because most candidates either can't pass the background check or won't sit through the process. Cleared cyber roles pay roughly double what commercial entry-level pays. It's the single biggest cheat code in this entire industry and almost nobody talks about it. GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. I can hear you groaning. Stay with me because this is the most underrated job in cybersecurity. Around 135,000. And it's seeing some of the highest demand growth in the industry as regulations tighten worldwide. Every new AI law, every privacy regulation creates GRC jobs. The barrier to entry is low. You don't need to code. And here's the part that matters. Compliance roles receive fewer applicants than technical roles. Everyone thinks it's boring. Low competition, low difficulty, 6-figure pay, and regulators legally require a human to sign off, which makes it weirdly AI-proof. Best effort to reward ratio on this entire list. Easy A tier. ICS and OT security. Industrial control systems. Power grids, factories, water treatment, pipelines. This is the hidden gold mine. Attacks on critical infrastructure are escalating, and the number of people who understand both is vanishingly small. Senior specialists in this niche can clear 165,000 plus. The work is high stakes and deeply physical world, which makes it about as AI resistant as it gets. If you want a 20-year moat, this is it. A tier, and honestly knocking on S. DevSecOps and application security. AppSec engineers are pulling around 158,000, DevSecOps around 148,000, both growing close to 20% year over year. The moat here is simple. You have to actually be able to code, and the uncomfortable truth is most cybersecurity applicants can't. That one requirement filters out 90% of your competition, and as companies ship AI-generated code at insane speed, someone has to secure all of it. Meaning AI isn't your replacement here, it's your job creator. A tier trending toward S. Security architect, the highest consistently paid individual contributor role in the field. 150,000 to 225,000 at the senior level. You're designing the entire security posture of an enterprise, where one bad decision exposes millions of records. No company on earth delegates that judgment to a model. The only reason this isn't number one, it's a destination, not an entry point. You're looking at 7 to 10 years to get here. But if you want to know where every path should lead, it's this. S tier. Cloud security engineer and architect. Number 2, median around 168,000, demand up 28% year over year. And here's why it's structural rather than a trend. Every company on the planet is either in the cloud or moving there. And every one of those migrations creates permanent security work. While entry-level generalist roles drown in applicants, cloud security remains one of the few specializations where employers struggle to find people. Pick AWS or Azure, go deep, and the market will find you. S tier. And number 1, AI and ML security specialist. Median salary around 175,000, already architect level money, and demand is up 45% in a single year. Think about what's happening right now. Every company is bolting AI into operations, and almost none of them have anyone who can red team a model or defend against prompt injection. The people who can do this are so rare that companies like Microsoft, Google, and major defense contractors are paying near architect salaries for them right now. And the AI resistance question answers itself. You cannot automate away the person whose job is securing the automation. This field is so new that nobody has 10 years of experience in it. which means the seniority race is still wide open. That's the window. Windows like this close. This is the only S+ tier on the list. So here's the actual takeaway. The bottom of this industry is crowded because everyone was sold the same map, same certs, same resume, same entry-level application pile. The top of this industry is starving for people because almost nobody specializes. The market isn't oversaturated. The default path is pick a niche from the top of this list. Build proof you can actually do it. A home lab, a write-up, a real project. And you're not competing with 100,000 cert holders anymore. You're competing with dozens of people, sometimes fewer.